Hey, it's Jennifer. I thought it was a pretty good idea to actually give you an overview of the programs that we do, but I wanted to start with why we even do these programs in the first place. When I say we, my whole team and I, all of the Wide Awakening team members feel the same amount of love that I do for everyone that takes on our work. Our work is definitely not like any other work. And let me share with you why. When I grew up in a very normal household. My dad was an entrepreneur and my mom was a teacher. And I had the same, the era of those parents, I had the same thing happen that everybody else did. Maybe not everybody, but most people. Your mom maybe was generally managing the entire universe, caring very deeply for her children. My dad was out there, and he was very hard on himself and very hard on us. And I grew up being a straight A student because I was afraid of getting life wrong, because I was trying to gain my dad's approval. So you've heard this story before. But I always knew that I didn't belong. I knew I could see things from 30,000 feet, 100,000 feet. I could see what was happening in classrooms. I could feel the teachers were off, or they weren't themselves, or that they were having a bad day. I could see interactions with other people and what was going on with them. I was sensitive to stuff. Didn't want to hang around too many people. Sometimes I did, and that was okay. It was kind of odd. But, then I went to university and I was far, far away, and I felt like, sometimes I would look up at the sky and go, take me back, please take me back. Wherever I'm from, it's not here. So, there's a certain feeling that overwhelmed me one day. I was volunteering with street youth, and I walked a young lady over to the psych ward, and she told me she was supposed to be schizophrenic, but she was, of course, perfectly coherent around me, and she told me her whole life story, which was horrific. And I fell to my knees when I left her off at the psych ward, and fell to my knees, and I just cried. I just cried and cried, and I didn't know how to deal with all that she had told me, because it was so heartfelt. And I knew that that was going on every day in Toronto, the city where I lived, and I knew it was going on in India and Africa and United States and everywhere, Australia. It didn't matter. It was going on in Thailand and Europe. So it was an overwhelming feeling. But I thought, why? Why do I feel everything from everywhere? And I looked, because I thought, well, I'm doing a social worker's job in this company without being a social worker. I have social workers around me. They've all numbed themselves. And I thought, I don't want to numb myself, even though I understand now why they do. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? Go back in there and rescue her, and then rescue every other street kid that happens along? Can't do that either. And then I thought, well, and then the message came, the only other option is to assist as many people to shift, such that nothing like what happened to that girl or any little boy or any of the adults of those situations ever happens again. But it became much bigger later, because what I realized was that we all have catalyzing opportunities to become who we came here to be. And if you're here, then I want you to know that you feel that same calling that I did then, that there's more. And it became more. It became more. I started to realize that this wasn't just about assisting human beings to transcend the past and activate what's possible and heal. It is that, but it's much bigger than that. There's a whole group of people that know that there's something more for economics, for politics, they know that the way we operate together, something's not right. That sometimes it's your family, sometimes it doesn't really matter, but you have this sense, like an uneasiness about the world, that something more is possible. So the programs we put together are for people that know that there's something more for their life. They feel the calling. They're not sure what they're doing wrong or what they could be doing more right. They know that it might even be a quantum leap and that their mind is so busy trying to understand it that if the mind would just shut up, they could actually see it. They want to know how to go direct with consciousness. They are not interested in any kind of, they're not interested in more dogma, more strategies, more mental to-dos. They're really interested in making those massive leaps to be free. So this is how we do it. By the way, our whole team has some story similar to that. That's why they have such compassion and such love for the people we work with. So our programs usually start with people coming to our radio show. You can go to thewideawakening.com/radio to find out more about that. Every first Wednesday of the month, mostly, unless there's some thing that's in the way. Those radio shows are where anyone can come, and of course it doesn't cost anything, and you can ask questions. I am a channel. We are all channels, in fact. Let's just be real. But I look at the consciousness of everyone who's participating, and you're able to ask questions, and we're able to go into communion and dive into deeper understandings of physics and the way the world works and what's really going on in your life and otherwise. So it's a very, very, very powerful journey on those radio shows. Those radio shows usually lead to our monthly program, which we'll tell you more about later. And then our monthly program is actually a live interactive Q&A with me and with everyone on the Heaven on Earth construction crew, which is you. And then we also have a live private page on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/TWA Playground. There we talk, we move energy. It's a time of great awakening on this planet right now. And in order to bridge where we've been to where we're actually headed, where we're all free to actually be who we came here to be, and where those that we've perceived are in power start to shift in a much bigger way than we ever imagined. It's a really beautiful place to play. My team and I actually answer questions, etc. If you really want to dive in, go and find out about Get Out of Your Own Way. We have Get Out of Your Own Way on the subjects of abundance, the subject of love and relationships, and the subject of health and vitality and thriving in your body. My background, actually, because I got very sick at one point, was I ran one of the largest holistic nutrition practices in Canada. So it's actually how I started to feel and see holographically. So I see everyone, whether you're in front of me or on the phone or even remotely, holographically, including the whole world. So it's an interesting way to be, considering that I studied economics in university. The next program to do is called Innate Abilities. We're calling it the Academy of Human Superpowers, embodying your innate abilities. Those innate abilities are DNA codes that in the hologram I got to see. Those DNA codes actually completely upgrade human beings to be able to go direct with consciousness instead of fighting with three-dimensional life. It puts you on the fast track. So that's innate abilities. You can see the home study in our store at thewideawakening.com. Finally, there's two other programs. One program is having me as a guide for a year. We take you through privately innate abilities and the 12 steps to awakening, or 12 days of awakening. And we take you through privately your own innate abilities, and we do that for a year and guide you through everything you're going through, get clarity on what you're up to in the world. We do the exact same thing in flight school in a group where each person is potentialized by the other people because of the synergy. There's between 12 and 15 people in flight school. It's one of the most, we go to sacred places all over the world. We have amazing, amazing experiences that we get incredible testimonials from that year-long program, which you can also find out about on thewideawakening.com. So that's kind of how it goes. We also have some great activations and some fabulous introductory material in our store. The 12 Days of Awakening is one. The 12 Dimensions of DNA are to open the portals so that it makes your innate abilities experience even more powerful. But our basic ride is people start in the monthly experience of the radio show or our Q&A program, and then lead into Get Out of Your Own Way, where we're blowing apart thousands of belief systems at a time, such that you can really see and experience yourself and go, oh, here I am. It's transmuting thousands of belief systems rather than addressing one at a time. It's the fast track. And then innate abilities, where you're embodying the tools now that you're clear to go direct with consciousness. And you're using your superpowers of being able to see from thousands of feet up, being able to not be affected by others, not care about judgment, transcend all your fears. The superpowers are incredible. And we were all born with them. There isn't a human being that wasn't. And then finally, there's me as an advanced guide for those that want to do that. And of course, flight school, which is, you know, you're talking to me once a month privately. Then we're meeting about 3 or 4 times during the year in sacred places. And we're going on journeys together that are just mind-blowing and life-changing. So those are our programs. If you've stayed here for this long, congratulations. Hopefully this has really, you know, given you a sense. Understand that my journey has not been particularly easy because I am an economist. I studied accounting and economics in university. That's what I did. So my awakening was beyond the beyond. It continues even today. It was just, it required me getting very sick, required me making some pretty big changes. Some of them were heartbreaking to my personality, but they also freed me to be able to go direct without being pulled by life so much. And so my entire journey for the last 20 years is, well, really for all of my life, right? But the intensity of it really has been the last 20 years so that people can bridge back to themselves and they don't have to go through everything that I went through, and you can have it be fluid and effortless. There's still going to be emotional stuff. There's still going to be stuff that comes up, but by doing it on the fast track and having our higher levels and having our multidimensional aspects actually take care of a lot of the stuff that we thought we had to do ourselves, all of a sudden you're able to fly in this lifetime. You're able to embody yourself in this lifetime. You're able to transcend karma, transcend even caring about karma, living in a whole other world where you rise above the field, and you get to actually affect change around you and be the love you came here to be, and play, for goodness sakes, with all of your amazing powers. And this world gets to shift because we all wake up. So I'm looking forward to playing with you. Have fun exploring the programs. Definitely let us know if you have any questions. You can go to lightworker@thewideawakening.com and ask any questions, or ask to have a discovery session with me on any point. Flight School has a discovery. You can actually click to get a discovery session with me so that we can actually commune and talk about it. Look forward to seeing you real soon in some of the live programs as I gallivant around the world. And please come up and give me a hug and tell me you listened to this video. We like to break the rules. Usually they tell us to keep videos to 5 minutes. Clearly this is not. So you'll find we do that kind of thing a lot, because in the Not Belonging Club, we just trust that you're going to follow your heart. We trust that you're going to follow your instincts. And it's not about convincing or selling or manipulating. It really just is all about, it's time, we're here. And we get you, we see you, let's go, and let us assist. And let me assist. All right, you're not alone. We're not alone anymore. I'm not alone anymore. I always thought I was, and I'm not. All right, kids, have an absolutely great rest of your everything. Okay? Big hugs. Talk to you soon, hopefully in a program. And yeah, happy awakening. Mwah.